Hello guys, it's Rosen from Tactical Performance Center, and today we will introduce you to one of the TPC challenges called Blaster Master. One of the most essential skills is to get your gun up and quickly engage and stay in a gunfight. And what we'll do today actually will cut that very specific micro skill, present the gun, providing the first shot with the rifle. Alright, obviously most of the essential skills that are critical to survive in a gunfight needs to be practiced quite often in a gun range live fire. Now, what we are looking in a particular training session, what is very important is to know what we'll do on the range. So that micro drills that we call TPC challenges are a great way to go on the range, not to spend too much time in the setup, because you need just a simple target. You need to know the proper distance, glue a target there, and bang, you're ready to repeat it over and over again. Now, when you're looking for good and focused training, the drills or the training program needs to brings you a few very essential things. First one, it's a focus of your training. Second is setting a goal, what you need to achieve in order to be effective in a real situation. The third one is to provide you with metrics. That means that particular drill will measure where you're at, and later on, when you improve, what is your progress. So basically the metrics will give you that opportunity to track your progress. Last but not least, it gives you a classification system. Why? Just to compare and to measure with what the other shooters do and what kind of result they achieve. Now, all these focused elements actually will make your training way more interesting. When you're interested about your training, that will keep you more involved into the training, and you start paying more attention on the micro skills necessary to perform better when you're talking about reactive practical marksmanship. Alright, so the Blaster Master is super easy drill. It will be performed from 7 yards when you're talking about carbine and rifle. The target you can download for our website, tacticalperformancecenter.com, and also you can have the complete explanation plus what's the goals. The goal is to bring that gun into a fight, engage a target with one single shot from low ready or up to your choice from high ready position. Now that it's a critical skill in a gunfight, because most likely the guy that will deliver the first accurate shot most likely is going to win the gunfight. So it looks like pretty simple, but there are so many small technicalities behind. Now let's go shoot the drill, and I'll give you a few advices what you need to focus on in order to improve your performance. So starting position, 7 yards from the target, rounding the chamber, safety, it's engaged. You start from low ready or high ready, about 45 degrees down or 45 degrees up. Basically you need the muzzle more or less on an eye level. So just to keep uniformity in the starting position. Alright, so right now that's a time drill, so you need a buddy or assistant to run the timer for you. The commands will be pretty standard. Are you ready? Stand by, and there will be acoustic signal from the timer. As soon as you hear the signal, you present and you deliver one shot, and we'll talk about how to score that drill later on.
Ready? Stand by. .81. Stand by. .73. Stand by. .82. Stand by. .86. Stand by. .81.
All right, so we have our result. It's a 5 individual strings, 5 individual presentations with one shot engaging the target as fast as you can with a reasonable accuracy, right? So how to score it? The interesting thing is that we have 3 different time brackets. So first, if one of your presentations, the shot is over 1.10 seconds or 1 second and 10 hundredths of a second, you're out. Even one of the repetitions. If you're between 0.8 hundredths of a second and 1.10, the center will count 5 points. The light gray will count 3 points and the dark gray will count 1 point. Now, if you're in the time bracket between 0.50 and 0.80 hundredths of a second, the bullseye will bring you 10 points. The light gray will bring you 6 points and the dark gray 2 points. So basically you multiply by 2. Now if you're under half a second, 0.5, anywhere in the target, you get 10 points. So in order to get Grandmaster, which is the highest rank in our drills, you need to have 50 points. There are 2 ways that you can score a Grandmaster in that particular drill. That's or to hit that bullseye every time to stay in that time bracket between 0.5 to 0.8, or all the repetitions or some of the repetitions to be under half second, right? 50 points, maximum score.
Here is an important clarification which applies to all our drills, all the TPC challenges. If the bullet hole breaks the borderline between 2 scoring zones, the score will always favor the shooter. This means that the shot will be counted in the higher point scoring zone.
About my performance, right? We always repeat in Tactical Performance Center that if you make a mistake, it's not a failure if you know what went wrong and you know how to fix it. So my presentations were just a little bit above 0.8. That means I need to improve that first shot. Now, my presentation, my reaction was okay, but something that I need to focus a little bit more, it's a principle of management of momentum. So most of the times I overswing and then I need to micro steer that rifle back in order to get a relatively accurate shot. Instead of that, I need to just add as much effort if it's necessary, so the rifle will freeze where I want to deliver the shot, and to deliver the shot without any hesitation. That's another principle that we preach in TPC, elimination of hesitation. So I will focus to actually use just the right amount of effort, and without hitting the brakes, I will let that rifle to actually coast on the desired area that I want to hit, brake, that shot without hesitation. Now, we need to take here under consideration also the offset, point of aim, point of impact. Now, that will be your responsibility, because in close range, that's one of the essential skills that you need to have in mind. Calculate where you need to aim and where you need to hit. Most of the times, it depends on the amount that you're using. You need to know intimately at the different distances how much is that offset, and to have in your mind that calculations accordingly. Give it a try and let us know how you do. That will make your very simple skill quite interesting. It's going to set your goals and will make that training way more accomplished. So time well spent on the range. See you next time.
If you like the video, visit the online training page on our website or check the calendar section to sign up for our in-person courses. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.